Hi there, my name is Jake and this is the 135-degree connector from MakerPipe. This specific clamp is a part of a much larger system of connectors that let you transform ordinary off-the-shelf electrical conduit into a building material with endless potential. Before we look closely at the 135-degree connector and learn how to put it together, let's talk about conduit and connectors and see why they're incredibly useful for DIY projects like these. You can buy EMT conduit in the electrical aisle of your local hardware or home improvement store. It's made of steel, but you can easily cut through it with this handheld tool. MakerPipe connectors exist so you can securely join pieces of EMT conduit together and create awesome projects that you can be proud of. We designed them to clamp around conduit and rely on friction. This means that you can build your project without needing to use electricity or specialty tools like a drill or a welder. In fact, you only need a single 5mm hex wrench to make a connection. The clamp design also makes them modular and extremely easy and quick to put together. They're just as easy and quick to take apart, which means you can easily modify or update your project on the fly when you're building it for the first time or as your needs change down the road. You might also have a lot of different hobbies and interests. If that's the case, nothing is stopping you from completely tearing down your builds to repurpose the connectors and conduit for something new. We're proud to manufacture the connectors here in our shop in upstate South Carolina with locally sourced 12-gauge American steel. We finish the connector pieces with a corrosion-resistant and UV-stable silver zinc coating. This coating, combined with the galvanization that comes on EMT conduit, means you can build outdoor projects like these and rest assured they will be durable and long-lasting. Each connector in the MakerPipe system serves its own purpose and solves a unique problem within builds. The 135-degree connector clamps 3 pieces of EMT conduit together. The middle of the connector allows a piece of conduit to run continuously through it. This simply means you can clamp it virtually anywhere along a piece of conduit, even flush with the end. The other 2 pieces of conduit will terminate inside of the connector. It's important to note that all 3 pieces of conduit are necessary for this connector to clamp and function properly. The 135-degree connector is most commonly used to create roof peaks in projects. We can see a great example of this technique in this greenhouse build from Nick. You can also use the 135-degree connectors to create unique shapes in your projects. Ken used them to make an octagon-shaped garden enclosure, and Steven built a boat blind that utilizes the 135s for its unique shape. Now that we have a good idea of how to use the 135-degree connector in builds, let's put one together. The 135-degree connector is made up of these 2 pieces that you will find flat-packed and sealed inside your MakerPipe shipment. In addition to the connector pieces, you will also need 2 M6 nuts and bolts. This hardware is included with your connector purchase and will be inside of a clear bag inside your package. To tighten the bolts, you'll need a single 5mm hex wrench. All available sizes of the 135-degree connector will function and assemble the same way, with one exception. The 1/2-inch EMT conduit version will come with 3 of these black plastic adapter shims that need to be snapped onto the 1/2-inch conduit before you can assemble the connector like normal. To assemble the 135-degree connector, you will start by clamping the center piece of conduit in between the 2 connector pieces. Hold a nut inside of the hardware pocket on either side of the connector and loosely thread in a bolt by hand from the opposite side. Repeat this for the other nut and bolt and tighten the hardware until the connector stays in place. Slide in the 2 outer pieces of conduit and switch to tightening the bolts with a 5mm hex wrench. Go back and forth between the 2 bolts and tighten them evenly until the connection is complete. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check out the rest of the MakerPipe building system. The 90-degree connector is another great solution for creating roof peaks in your builds.